Well, y'all, it's that time of day where we hit halfway to Georgia. Woohoo! Halfway, baby. 1,096.5 miles. It's day 82, and it's my second day back being solo. Sip headed back to Chicago yesterday. It downpoured, and now it's sunny as can be. It's really cold though, and my phone went from 50% to 0 in 30 minutes. So that's not looking good for me.
I found out an incredible cold snap was on its way, including the coldest night I'd seen on trail. Out of attempts to reach town and escape the weather came one of the most questionable ideas I've ever had.
It's 7 p.m. I'm 5 miles from the Maryland border, and I'm about to do the 4-state challenge tomorrow. So I'm gonna wake up at 3 a.m. and walk to Virginia. It's 3 a.m. I'm packing up, and I'm about to start hitting my miles.
The 4-state challenge is a crazy and grueling but incredibly rewarding adventure that in theory can be enjoyable and interesting in the presence of good company. This was not my experience.
Okay, it's like 7:15, and the sun is just peeking over right there. I think I'm at like 10 miles. I crossed over into Maryland in the dark, got lost a bunch, so really did not enjoy that.
After walking 1,000 miles, one foot in front of the other was solid second nature. It was the mental fortitude that was necessary at this point.
I'll give you something to believe in. I'll give you heaven if you need it.
Okay, it's about 1:30. I'm just snacking right now. And I've gone like 26.5 miles, and I'm about to have lunch. I still have like 20 miles to go, so that's gonna be interesting. Excited to eat some cheese and tuna.
Is it lost that can lead you?
I've gone about 33 miles, and I have like 12 more. The sun is gonna set in an hour. My phone is decidedly broken. No music will play. My podcast app won't stay on one podcast. It's been a bummer to not have music, especially because I'm hiking alone.
And then it started sleeting, and the trail turned into this. Good end to a long day?
Okay, it's 7:30. I just made it to the hotel. It's really, really cold out, and my body is like crashing.
It's never too late.
I like kind of feel like the Hulk, and I kind of also feel like I'm just like losing myself. Like, who's like, I'm gonna go to Maryland and hike 47 miles in the sleet, in sub-freezing temperatures, alone. It's me. I'm in Virginia, so I have 4 states left. Pretty damn crazy.
You are my easy love. You make love easy.
Shenandoah National Park.
As I headed into the winter months, the days became shorter and shorter, and I began hiking in the dark on either end of the day to be able to make the miles I felt capable of. Sometimes it was hard to crawl out of my warm sleeping bag in the pitch black of morning, but I soon began to appreciate the rhythm and connection I felt to the sun as I walked with the sunrise on my left shoulder every morning and the sunset on my right each evening.
You'll be ready, love.
Good morning! It's the 22nd of November, And I'm at this Airbnb in Winchester, Virginia with my parents and with Cyprian. And hopefully Cyprian will be able to get back on trail after the 28th when my parents leave. But today, me and my dad are about to head back to the Shenandoah Mountains to do like 4 days of backpacking before Thanksgiving. And I got new shoes.
Listen now.
And we're out.
To your mind.
Day
When
almost 90.
It tells you to do what your heart says to do. Don't be shy.
Day one of
Finally,
night 1 of 1.
we will see. We will do what we please without blood, sweat, and tears. Fine by me.
Have you ever gone out on a life-altering, multifaceted, emotionally colorful, and brutally honest adventure, and then come home with no idea how to convey a fraction of your experience? I have, many times. Having my dad on trail to share these experiences and stories in real time was one of the greatest gifts.
Good morning. There's my papa. We stayed at this shelter last night. It rained. My backpack got soaked, but now I'm wearing it and it'll dry. Beautiful day in the Shenandoahs. It's like 40 degrees now and it's supposed to drop by the hour. Here we go.
To stand on the summit of a mountain and look over to see my dad right next to me, taking in the beauty, was so special.
Good morning.
Good morning. We're gonna have some ibuprofen.
Cheers to the day. It is so cold out here. It's like probably low 20s. Less windy than yesterday, but she's still brisk and chilly.
And finally, there they were, the Blue Ridge Mountains.
When you walked into the room, I couldn't keep my eyes off of you. Was it make-believe, or was it a dream? I've been waiting all my life.
The rest of the story is a whirlwind, emotional and scarcely filmed. After 4 days backpacking Shenandoah with my dad, we drove back to the Airbnb where we had an unconventional Thanksgiving of fish tacos. Cyprian deemed his injury unhealed and decided to head back home with my parents again. I frantically packed a few resupply boxes and drove back to the mountains with the intention of hiking the remaining 850 miles solo. After getting back on trail, like I had 100 times before, I had a pit in my stomach and a sense of terrible loneliness that I couldn't shake. I continued to put one foot in front of the other as I shielded my teary eyes from the weekend hikers. I had overcome a lot of adversity on this trail, and the number of days I recited the line, "Don't quit on a bad day," was countless. But I sat in a sensation of paralyzation I hadn't yet experienced. I had seen cold days and cold nights, snow, sleet, hail, bears, hunger, thirst, immense pain, and uncomfortable solitude, but I had not yet felt the dread that was coursing through me. The days were just to get colder, the nights longer, and the solitude more extreme. I knew, as hard as it was to swallow, that if I stayed on trail, it would be a feast for my ego and a long, lonely slog with ill intent. I had no interest of continuing on the terms of an ego trip. So I chose to take pause, to come home, to break free from the narrative that my strength exclusively resides in a state of discomfort. to affirm my worth in both times of adventure and in times of stillness. I woke up and chose myself, as I had for the past 100 days. It just happened that choosing myself today looked a little different. And no, this journey is not over, so yes, you should stay tuned.